Hey everybody, it's me Alex once again, and it has been a while since I've done some kind of video regarding the GameCube or just in general. I mean, Frankie and I are going to do some stuff later, but right now, let's discuss my journey of getting a proper working GameCube and trying to fix my old one. You see, shortly after I got Phantasy Star Online, I'm assuming that the motherboard must have fried because it needed new thermal paste. And it did this thing where it only happens on Dolphin, where if you will disconnect, say, in the game, it'll just be like, alright, well, we're going to save your game, just in case. That's what it's supposed to do. And on Dolphin, you get the frozen screen of death. But my console froze. And my friend told me that's not normal. It's only supposed to happen on Dolphin. Didn't think much of it. And then I started playing Paper Mario, like the next day. I left it idle, and I went to do something, came back, game is frozen. I'm like, what the hell? I thought it was something to do with the disc reader, because to be honest, the PSO, the disc itself, really uses the disc reader a lot, so I thought, okay, maybe it's dying or something. But okay, so let's just open it up and clean the disc reader, see if we can modify it anyway. But after a while, before I did that, it would just not shut off. It would freeze and do a buzzing sound like a few seconds after loading it up. But it would only go back to playing for about 10 to 20 minutes after I let it cool down for a bit, or just left it off and turned it back on. So it didn't occur to me yet what the problem was. But I got another disc reader sitting up there, right above my finger, because I made a mistake when I realized, oh, this is probably the motherboard fried. Is this the motherboard fried? Yeah, I think the motherboard fried. And I was like, okay, I don't have any soldering tools right now in order to put in new caps, if that's the issue. And I was just like, all right, fuck this. We decided to get something a little different. And mind you, this journey was just such a pain in the ass, but we found something really damn good. Really damn good. Two things. But that is this GameCube right here. It's the same color as the last one, but there's a major difference, other than this attachment on the back that I'll talk about shortly. It's got an SD card slot in there, and actually one in there. This is a Picoboot GameCube, basically. Well, it's the mod for it in there. And what I did was with this, I decided to open it up a little bit. Not too much, but I took the fan out and I put in a new one, which I can probably show a picture of it right here. And it has a slot for where the Picoboot is going to be sitting, because when I got it, it was hot glued to the fan, which was the stock fan. But this, I just put it in the custom-made slot for that fan. And then this right here on the back. Now, you guys know I have an HD Eon Mark II already, but what's this thing? It's called the M Classic, and it's supposed to make your games look really damn good. I'd say it's supposed to be about 720p, 1080p, just depends on your TV. And it makes it look a lot sharper and a lot more vibrant in the colors. And it really made it look nicer. It took me a little bit to realize the differences for some reason, but once I did, I was like, oh my god, this is beautiful. So, I've been doing a lot of shit with my GameCube lately. So, yeah, that was basically the journey. To get it, but when we actually got it, the GameCube itself, when you go into the menus, is really damn cool. You can play ISOs on there that you can get legally, of course, right? Well, actually, this thing provided me a clean rip, which is to make it so my discs can be transferred into the SD card. And that was perfect. I loved that. And now, it takes a little while, but it's the best way to get it without finding some shady site or something. And this also even allows for things like PAL games. I am playing Luigi's Mansion, the PAL edition right now, with a 60 hertz patch built into the ROM itself. And I love it. And what's cool about having this rather than just using discs is that the disc reader will in turn be able to be used a lot more in the future if I want to use it for special occasions. But mostly I'll be using it to just back up my games. The only one that was really weird was the Action Replay. When I tried to back that up, which it succeeded, but the thing is the disc reader kept clicking back and forth really fast. I thought, what the hell's going on in that there? It's going to blow up. But it didn't, obviously, because you just saw it. So, yeah, once I got all that, it was pretty damn nice. And then we have the Game Boy interface. This is basically just a better version of the Game Boy player with, like, it doesn't have, like, theme options or this and that, but you can change the size of the picture. It's a lot crisper than the Game Boy player, like, really, really sharp. And then, of course, you can get, like, emulators on there, but the emulation I've tried on there hasn't really worked out with other than Game Boy, which, no surprise. But if you need to, my brain just crashed, I'm sorry. So, in order to use the Game Boy interface, you need to actually put in the Game Boy player, which allows you to use it because you don't need the disc anymore. It's so nice. Weird jump cut, but yes, it's really nice that you can use the Game Boy player now without the disc. Other than the fact that the software is in there, but it just, you can use the Game Boy interface, put in your cartridges, it works. It's really nice. I love it. And really, there's not much more to the Swiss boot than, well, Swiss boot, the Swiss application on Picoboot than I can really think of. It's just a nice way to fill your library up and make it so you can just have everything on one device and you're still using the original hardware and not emulation, because I know some people don't like emulating games, but they want to play their games on the actual console. I get that, because some games are just only meant for that kind of thing. So anyway, guys, that's all I have to say for tonight, and I'll be seeing you next time. Farewell.